Hello, and welcome to the theater. Have you ever wondered how a performance is created? How the stage goes from this to this? For now, let's start at the beginning with a little collaboration and a whole lot of imagination.
The very beginning is the choosing of the script.
Once the play is chosen, a team is formed. The director will form a team of designers, costume, scenic, lighting.
The props on stage, furniture, anything that the actors use, that comes from me.
A costume designer figures out what people are going to wear on stage.
Well, a lighting designer lights the stage for the play. It helps create mood, texture, location.
Sound designers figure out what the show needs in terms of sound.
So I'm involved pretty much from the beginning. I kind of help conceive with the director this world we're creating.
And that begins at least 6 months before the first performance, with lots of meetings to decide what the setting and costumes should look like. And I do that with a group of designers who are there to help fulfill the visual imagery of the show. I present a concept, what I think is important about the show, to the designers, what I think it should, where it should be set, whether we want to be abstract or literal in the way we represent it. And we go through the script thinking about the meaning of it, thinking about what parts of it we want to emphasize.
The best way to come up with a good idea is to start with a whole lot of ideas. Then, we need to explore these ideas further, thinking critically in order to make the best decisions.
Many of the design aspects come from research about the period and the place.
We do research, kind of find things that inspire us.
I'm looking at time of day, and I'm thinking of where does this play take place, and what is the weather like there, what is the time of day there.
We go through what each character is, who they are, what they do, when they lived, what time period they lived in, and then we do drawings of clothes for them to wear on stage.
So if you think about it, sound is all around us. At any given time, there's noises or music or something playing in the background. So when you're building the world of a show with a director or other designers, it's important to think of how a world sounds as much as you think about how it looks like or what sorts of people are in it.
Researching color and researching ideas that help tell the story.
I go through a lot of books. I watch movies if I need to. I go online and I look through different images, and I try to get all of that together before I actually go into designing the actual show.
I say, yes, I like that, and I think it goes well with this, or can we adjust it?
Sometimes it involves more research, sometimes the research is great and we just continue onward to drawing or designing the actual play or musical.
Now, it's time to get creative. By working together and using creativity, ideas are transformed into scenery, costumes, props, and lighting to set the stage.
The designs are turned over to the scene shop for the building of the set and the painting of any backdrops.
We start doing more of the technical side of things, which is directing of the play, giving the dimension of things are to the people who are going to build it and paint it.
Every show takes a full team. There's a creative team and then there's a production team. So the creative team, they are the ones that design it, that put the show together with the actors, the director, and then there's always a production team. You come in and you see a theater that has this beautiful set. That just didn't pop up overnight. It takes a lot of people to put this set together, and we all work as a team.
When lighting a play, even the simplest of plays, you'll have many, many lights, as that allows you to really sculpt out certain parts of a stage or a scene to focus more attention onto what's happening in that scene.
I feel like I'm missing something. The stage is set, but it's quiet. Too quiet. Did you hear that? What could it be? Let's find out.
You very often will choose music that audience members may know already to sort of evoke a mood, or you might have to create new music to match what's happening on stage, or you could just be looking for sound effects if you think about, cars honking in the background indicating a city.
And then there's a first rehearsal, which you meet the cast and you explain the design and kind of where you're going with the set.
During the rehearsal process, all of our ideas are brought together and creativity is put to the test. Now we have a pretty good sense of the world of the play, but who lives in this world? What characters might we encounter? And how do we bring them to life? Try walking a mile in their shoes. I'll be right back. That's better. I'm all dressed up, but no place to go. Places! Who? Me? I guess we still have places to go and people to see.
During the rehearsal process, where all the actors and the director are in a room together with the stage manager, and we start talking about what the characters want. That's the very premise of theater, is that characters do things because they want something, and they try different tactics to get what they want.
And then in rehearsals, they'll start making decisions, they'll start trying out different things with the actors to see what makes sense as rehearsals bring the show to life.
A director can't do the performance for the actor or show them exactly how to do it. They can just excite them and inspire them in the right direction.
Usually rehearsals span out for about 3 weeks. And it's the time where the actors, the directors, the choreographers, they teach us all of our blocking, our choreography, and we just try to get it right as much as possible before we head to the stage.
Often in rehearsal, the different actors come from different kinds of backgrounds and training, and they may have their own idea about what the character is. And that's great, because all the ideas that come into the rehearsal room are welcomed. But my job as a director is to make sure that everybody in the cast ends up in the same play.
I take measurements of all of the actors, and then from that I start getting the pieces or making the pieces of clothing that they then will wear on the stage.
I always feel like when I'm doing a character, I'm putting so much into it. I'm working on a lot of detail and trying to create this character. But then you add on the costumes, and that creates like a whole new level.
Sound can be really integral into the creation of a character.
Look into my eyes. She's disturbing the peace of the forest. But soon she'll regret I'm awake. Chanting in a loud voice is a terrible choice if you don't want to pester a snake.
During the rehearsal process, we are either miming the props, or we have props like prop stand-ins where the real prop won't come in until maybe a week before Tech Week or Tech Week, and that's when we're actually working with the props.
The props can come from thrift stores, sometimes you can buy them online, and a lot of the times I eventually will end up making a lot of the props on stage.
Important thing for us is called a designer run, where we kind of just see the rehearsal of the play, and we kind of see how the actors are moving around on the blank rehearsal stage and seeing if it's kind of going to work with what we've created.
And that's a very important rehearsal, especially for the lighting designer, because he can see where I've staged things. It really gives him a heads up, or her, as to where the lighting positions have to be to really maximize how the show is going to look in the space.
The lighting designer and the director are very close in the process of going from the rehearsal rooms onto stage, because all of the blocking will affect the lighting.
The big push for sound is during Tech Week, when the sounds are finalized and the sort of soundscape of the show is set in its final state.
By the time we get into the theater, the actors really should know the story well, and they're ready to start working with the costumes and the set that the designers have provided for them.
All of the hard work pays off as performances begin and the world of the play comes to life on stage. I'm ready to play my part. I've got my body, voice, mind, and imagination. With those things, I can be any character and tell any story. But it's even better when I put it together with the world created by imagination, creativity, and innovation from the whole team. Oh, that's our cue.
Theater is extremely collaborative. We are creating a world every time we do a show.
Creating a piece is so complicated that you need all aspects. Everyone needs to be able to work together.
You could have this idea, and I feel like collaboration only makes it bigger and stronger and more interesting.
All of us work together. I think that's one of the things I love about theater, is that it's never just me in my little room designing something. It's me working with other people and all of us getting our ideas together and creating a better idea.
Wait, stop the show. We're forgetting the most important part. There's just one thing missing. You. We look forward to seeing you soon at the theater. And on with the show.